Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my post-market recap. The market officially closes in 15 minutes, but I wanted to film this quick post-market recap of today's trade. Now, I want to start out by saying I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I made an idiotic decision and it resulted in an L. Now, granted, it wasn't that big of a loss, but there is nothing more. Well, one, let me back it up. The reason I love trading is because it literally shows you your mistake, if not immediately, like very soon. Like their turnaround time is like quick. Whereas most things in life, like you have to make multiple dumb decisions, and you have to dig yourself into a hole before you realize, those were maybe a series of dumb decisions. Whereas in trading, if you make a stupid ass decision, you know it almost immediately, and if not immediately, very soon after. Now, was this the biggest mistake I've ever made? No. But it feels like it because I didn't abide by my trading rules, which is like just so idiotic of me. So we're going to get into it. I left you off on a cliffhanger because I had just entered in a trade on the NASDAQ. Now, let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. Let's go to where it all began. I'm actually happy this happened and I'm happy that I recorded it because mark my freaking words, it's not going to happen again. How lovely for me. So on the 4 hour, we were bearish really all day. We were bearish on the 4 hour. I was bearish on the 4 hour for NASDAQ, especially after this candle closed, just solidified that we were bearish. Now on the 1 hour, we were also bearish. So with that being said, I know my pre-market analysis, because the 4 hour was in an uptrend, I believe. So on the 4 hour, we were in an uptrend, but then that 10 a.m. or that 6 to 10 a.m. candle closed. And then from there, my analysis changed. So if you did watch my pre-market analysis, I did mention in that video that to stay on 10 toes, because as soon as that candle closes, we could be in a downtrend. And then I kind of gave my if this were to happen, this is what I would be looking for. So that did happen. And so what I was looking for in that pre-market analysis is what I started to look for here or in the live trade session. So on the 1 hour, we were also bearish, So what I did is I marked out these 1 hour highs. This was an hour high. Let me change this. This was an hour high. This high wasn't made yet. So really, and then I guess this high. Boom. Now, I was waiting for price to come up to this high and to sweep it before selling off. Now, my TP was also right here, like my final TP. So I'm just like a little bit annoyed with myself. That's besides the point. Okay, drop it down to the 15-minute. I also had, so this kind of felt like a ways away for me for some reason. So this did, because this wasn't created yet. So I marked out some 15-minute highs. This 15-minute high was swept. And really, this 15-minute high was swept, and then we had a 15-minute break of structure to the downside here. Now looking at it, I'm like, yes, it was, but also like I was reaching, I feel like. We had a 15-minute break of structure here to the downside. So barely, but we did. On the 15-minute, I was bearish. On the 1 hour, I was bearish. On the 4 hour, I was bearish. So once we had this break, I was like, okay, like maybe price won't want to come all the way back up and sweep out these 1 hour highs. So I was navigating on the 5 minute. And this is when price broke structure to the downside. I had highlighted this as an order block. I had this marked out red because I knew that this was the 1 hour high. And I had my stops above here. I entered in over like around here, I want to say. We had broke structure on the 5 minute, on the 1 minute. We were inside of a order block. We were 50% of this GAN box right here. So all of that in my head, I was like, oh, bearish on the 4 hour, bearish on the 1 hour, bearish on the 15 minute. Order block, pull back in, GAN box, break structure. Like, I'm going to ignore the fact that price hasn't swept my hour, my higher time frame liquidity, and just say, okay, maybe price is just selling from this 15-minute liquidity sweep. I put my stop up here, and TP1 was hit. I was like, okay, solid, and then price reversed. My stop loss was like right here, and I got stopped out, and then that was all she wrote. And to be honest, I probably, so on the 5 minute, so this would have been my entry. On the 5 minute, my re-entry, this break of structure here, boom. Okay, great. We have a fair value gap here. We have a fair value gap here. This fair value gap was created right here. Boom. Price pulls back into it. So we have a sweep of high time frame liquidity. We have a break of structure on the 5 minute. We have fair value gaps being created. And then we have a pullback into this fair value gap. Now I would have dropped down to the 1 minute. My entry would have been like right here, which is a little low, but price break structure on the 1 minute there. Anyways, all's this to say, I just didn't follow a very simple yet prominent rule of mine, and that is waiting for high time frame liquidity sweep, and I was going based off of the 15 minute. So that's really annoying. Lesson learned. So that's what we have on NASDAQ. Now on S&P, I briefly went over this already, but I took this trade on a demo account, and then from there, during my live trade session, I switched over to a live account and took that trade on NASDAQ. But ultimately, our trade played out. Again, it was like a terrible risk to reward, so that's why I took it on demo, and I just wanted to get the reps in, obviously. On the 4 hour, we are and were bullish. On the 1 hour, so that was the 4 hour. On the 1 hour, we were bearish. That was the situation. So I was dropped down to the 15 minute, obviously following along my higher time frame, which is the 4 hour. I had marked out this low. This is a low. This is a low. Honestly, I think this is a better one. But anyways, I had marked out this low and was like, okay, that could have been a sweep on liquidity, although price like completely like closed below it, but dropped down to the 15 minute, and this was all based off of 15 minute. Price broke structure to the upside, created a fair value gap, pulled back in, entry was like right around here, and then price went to hit TP. So yeah, that's that. All good in the hood. Like, fortunately for me, I know that this is just something that I clearly had to do, so I don't do it again. And I think it's one of those things where I know that losing is a part of the game, obviously. Like, I'm not an idiot, but, well, actually am. But, like, things that are completely in my control and that I have control over. And then, like, when I mess it up, I'm like, that's annoying. That's like the annoying part. The losing isn't annoying, but it's like how I lose, which dictates if it's annoying or not. Like, if I follow all my rules and like price just doesn't go the way that I had anticipated going, all good. Like, we're good. I did what I showed up and I did what I was supposed to do. And that's just part of the game. But if I am showing up and like not following the things that I've set in place, then that's when I get annoyed with myself. So that's it for today's post-market recap. And I will see you all tomorrow for our pre-market analysis. Hope you had a great day. Let me know in the comments below how you did, if you resonate with what I've shared. I am very, very keen on being as open and as honest and as transparent as I can possibly be here. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So I hope you can feel that as well. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.